Live. What's good, Josh? Your man, DL Saint. Welcome. I really want to know podcast. Oh, man, I forgot to bring some water up here. I have to call my daughter to help me out. Hold on 1 second. Let me mute this. That's the best thing about having kids, man. You got somebody that can help you out. She just in a room. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? What's good, everybody? What's good? Help. What's today? Wednesday? Happy Hump Day. I told you guys I would try to jump on around 8 or 9. Obviously, that didn't happen. We had to push it back a little bit, but I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. We're gonna have a good time. Let's check the audio real quick. Audio sounds good. We're gonna be watching Shoe on Head. And she's talking about the male loser epidemic. Thank you. Yay, my daughter hooked me up with some water. Got some water. Gonna need it. So we're gonna be checking that out. I am a huge fan of Shoe on Head. She just stirs the pot, bro, in such a way that it's just it's hilarious. So yeah, man, let's talk about the male loser epidemic. Yo, let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, man. We got brother Cody is King in the building. Hey Cody, don't trip. I didn't turn on the stream your comment thing until just now, so your very first one won't be on there. So we're showing it, but everything else should be on there. I know YouTube loves to stifle you though, bro. My goodness, like I was looking like, yo, where's that comment? Like it just goes away, man. I don't know what you did to YouTube, man, but it's good to see you, man. How you feeling? Cody is saying, pretty sure I saw some of this. Never watched her before yesterday. Yeah, man. She has a good channel, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, but when I first saw her channel in my queue years ago, I never looked at it. I'm like, man, she just looks way too liberal for me. I don't want to listen to it. You know, like I didn't know what was going on, but I listened to the preview, and then I just clicked on it, and bro, she was hilarious and down to earth. And bro, like if anything, she's a socialist, but she's over there, man. Libertarian. She's over in that camp. Big Bernie supporter. You know, Bernie Sanders. She's over there, man. But you know, with what we got going on right now, she's really been looking at the dating marketplace. Although she's married and she's like, you know, she was doing her own thing, like the emo, weirdo, cute girl. She's married, doing her thing. She's, you know, she's successful. She won the game. That's how I look at it. She's young. She won the game. But she talks about this sort of stuff, bro. So we're gonna get a kick out of this, bro. We're gonna get a kick out of this. He's like, nah, they all are, man. What is this XP stuff? XP stuff. I don't know. You lost me there. The XP, did I spell something wrong? Did I do something wrong? I'm not quite sure. The XP? I don't know. Now, you know I've been working, so I'm not attuned. I'm not like in these trenches like I normally am, so I'm missing a lot, bro. So I count on y'all to tell me what's going on. So what am I missing, bro? The XP stuff. What am I missing? Let me know. But okay. I'll check my chat. I'll check my chat on YouTube. Let me look at it right now, as a matter of fact. Hold on. Let me pull it up and see what's going on. Let's just look at the videos. I'm going here real quick. I'm going to check real quick to see what Brother Cody is talking about. Let's see if I can look at my comments. You know, I still got that active copyright strike. I got one of 3, man. I'm telling you that. Maddie reacts. I'm so upset about that, bro. But I am not gonna take the class. That is my form of protest. And 4 days, in my opinion. Look at these views. I mean, let me look at these comments real quick. Man, I need to come in here more often. I normally respond to the comments on my phone. Stuff about Rolo. Huh. Not seeing the XP stuff, bro. Hold on. Let me go to. See if I can find it. But I do know I heard it. Some dude said something about that. I thought it said XP or something like that. And I didn't know what that meant. I just hit the hard button because I didn't know what to say. I just said, all right. You know what I mean? Didn't know what he was talking about. But we're going to keep popping this out. Hey, Cody, I'm going to look at it and check it out after the show. Because I'm sitting here now. I can't even find the most recent comments. Not that I have that many. It's just hard to find them. So I'm gonna definitely get into that after the show. But the live video comments. Yeah, I'm going. You didn't try to fight that. Yo, bro, I did. I did everything. I posted everything. I sent in. We're talking about that Maddie Reacts thing. I appealed. I did everything you're supposed to do, and they just completely ignored me, bro. I couldn't even get past the AI. I couldn't even talk to a human. That's why I want to just I'm gonna keep the strike, until I can get a hold of a human, because that was just completely wrong. Doing exactly what she was doing. I mean, she's reacting to Bill Burr, which that content I know was copywritten at one point, maybe because it's so old and maybe, it's cool, or Bill Burr's camp let it go. But doing exactly what she was doing for only a third of the video. And they struck the entire video, had to take the whole thing down. And she was just on there for like the first 8 to 12 minutes or something like that, bro. I fought it. You can't get a real human. I'm not big enough. If I had, numbers, if I had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, maybe they would talk to me. But bro, it's crazy. Even the Critical Drinker, he's dealing with a lot of stuff, but he's dealing with, the studios are coming after him, but still copyright strikes and all that stuff. He's dealing with it. And that guy has well over 1 million. He's probably on his way to 2 million subscribers or more. Very popular channel. Really good channel. I mean, when it comes to, just reviewing movies and stuff like that. And he was talking about it. Like YouTube's at a point right now, you know what I mean? YouTube's in a point right now where they just don't care. They don't need the people, so to speak. So they're just going to run roughshod, and, you're just going to have to go through it. You saw when they made it hard for you to even find the Joe Rogan, Donald Trump interview, which I thought that was crazy. You got two of the biggest names on the planet, and it was hard to find the interview. Like, YouTube was burying it. So YouTube needs competition, man. Like, one of these billionaires need to siphon off some money and start their own platform with their own algo and all that kind of stuff. And once that happens, give YouTube some legit competition. Like, Rumble's not competition. All this other Blue Sky, whatever stuff, that ain't, like real competition. All of the big time creators will leave YouTube in a heartbeat, and then YouTube will turn around and do whatever they got to do to get people back. But, short of that, man, they're just going to continue to run roughshod, bro. It's just, it is what it is. It's like, you really don't want to strike on there. I know it's 3, but normally you get 1, and then the 2 others you get in the same time. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not big enough, but at some point, you're right. At some point, man, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm gonna just keep trying. I'll keep sending out the emails. I'll keep trying. But YouTube's just been ignoring me, man. They just iced me out. But that's not what we want to talk about. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cody got sidetracked a little bit. We're gonna get to what we came here to talk about, man. Shoe on head. Bro, like, she breaks this stuff down. Like, you would think that she was RP or whatever, but she's not. She's just looking at the situation for what it is and listening to what women have to say and just blasting holes in it. That's what she normally does. We're going to sit here and get through as much of this as we can. And I just find it funny, man, the stuff that she does, the way that she edits, the way that she writes her monologues or however she does this. You can tell that You know, I think she writes her own stuff. You know, I don't know about the editing. I don't know if she's doing the editing or she has someone doing it for her. I know when she first started, she did everything. She was a one-woman show. Now, I mean, she has money. She's probably, you know, tasking that out because you can afford to. But, I mean, this video's been out for 2 days, bro. It's already well over 2 million views. Like, she's up there. She's doing her thing. Very politically active. Like, she gets out there when it's campaign time and all that kind of stuff. But she always talks about this stuff, man. And women today, bro, I'm telling you, they don't like what's going on. They don't like the fact that the bottom 80 guys, the invisible guys, they're not paying them any attention. The invisible dudes are like, nah, the only thing out there right now are the thirsty dudes. And then, you know, the players, the Chads, the Tyrones, the guys who have game. But as far as the free attention, you know, as far as having that good boy sitting right next to you, just on call, the friend zone thing, dudes are like, nah, I ain't sitting in nobody's friend zone, and off they go. That's where we are right now. I think it's a good thing. I think it's a very good thing. I see it all the time out here in these trenches. These women be walking around looking. They're trying to get dudes to talk to them, and these dudes are just minding their own business and staying away from them. In the workplace, fellas, if you are working in the workplace, right, do not be trying to holler at these women at work, bro. You're going to wind up at HR. You're going to wind up losing your job, or worse. You might wind up having the police come in there to want to talk to you about stuff, bro. Stay away from the women at work. Unless you know what you're doing, stay away from the women at work. You know what I mean? Stay away from the women at work. Yeah, Shoe on Head is hilarious, bro. We got Sister Jody in the building. What's good, sis? Yeah, Shoe on Head is hilarious. Man, I dig her. I dig her. It's good to see you, Sister Jody. I hope all is well. I've been missing for a minute, so you know, I haven't really been in these trenches. What you been up to, sis? I'm pretty sure you out here doing your thing. And guys, go check out Jody's content because she keeps it real. You know what I mean? She's definitely worth checking out. So go check it out. Is that what I'm thinking? Am I thinking the right person? I'm thinking the right person. So let's get into this, man. Let's listen to what Shoe on Head has to talk about. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you haven't, go to Shoe on Head's YouTube channel, subscribe over there as well. And let's get this popping.
Issues men are facing, they seem to be moving to the right and the Republicans more, since the left and Democrats have essentially just become the young men eat and die movement. Months ago, I covered how the Democratic Party was losing young men, and I predicted Kamala Harris would lose in part because of young men overwhelmingly voting for Trump. And I was correct. Well, now the Democrats have unveiled their final solution to the right-wing male loser epidemic. Democrats spending millions to learn how to speak to American men and win back the working class. Democrats have blown millions of dollars on efforts to appeal to American men who turned to President Donald Trump in droves on Election Day in hopes of winning back the working class. Democrats have spent $20 million on their efforts, with donors and strategists holing up in luxury hotel rooms, brainstorming how to convince working class men to return to the party. Ah, yes, nothing more relatable to working class men than luxury hotel rooms. Great.
Well, the Democrats haven't spent any of that money over here. I'm here to tell you, I was like talking to my Democratic friends, like, what's up? I've been talking to y'all. So what's up? $20 million, not nowhere near enough money to do what needs to be done. But Shoe on Head is 100% correct. The Democrats truly believe that they could win a national election without men. They alienated men, straight white men. They alienated them. The bottom 80, basically 80% of dudes out there, they alienated them and pushed them away. Some of them went towards MAGA and the Republicans. Some of them just stayed home and didn't vote at all. And, just kind of disenfranchised, like, well, forget about it. Shoe on Head's not the only one talking about this. Professor Scott Galloway's been talking about this for a minute, right? The Democrats, I mean, I've never seen an organization so intent on losing. They just figure out how to lose every cycle. Like, they really can figure out how to screw up a wet dream. That's the Democrats.
Good job, guys. The plan? Codename SAM, or Speaking with American Men, a strategic plan, promises to use the funds to study the syntax, language, and content that gains attention and virality in these spaces. The effort also recommends Democrats buy advertisement in video games, among other things. The Democratic Party is treating young men like exotic animals they're studying. Now, as you can see here is the young man in his natural habitat, in a dark, messy cave surrounded by Taco Bell wrappers and empty Mountain Dew bottles. Here is another young man, as you can see, also dwelling in a dark cave. This one has dyed his hair blue to scare off potential predators. Unfortunately, it also scares off potential mates. But moving on, here is another young man, we think. We're not quite sure about this one. We're still studying it. Listen, Democrats, instead of spending $20 million to do that stupid maybe you should, I don't know, actually listen to men. I listen to men for free all the time. All I have to do is read my comment section. Let's see here. Shoe on Head is a perfect example of why we need to repeal the 19th. Greetings from Albania. I hate women so much it's unreal. Ooh, shoo, mommy, milkies, 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 mommy, mommy, mommy. One time I got my penis stuck in a soda bottle. Okay, on second thought, maybe my comment section is not the best source.
Yo, come on now. Shu knows what she's doing, man. Her comedic timing is perfect. She has this thing she does right here, man. She has it down to a science. I saw her on Breaking Points once when she was just on there being interviewed. She wasn't live in studio. They just kind of did a split screen. And you could tell there's a difference. Like when she's doing Shoe on Head, man, she is, it's lights, cameras, action, boom, she's on. She knows what she's doing. She has that character down. When it's just her, it's a little bit different. The jokes don't seem to land. The time is a little bit off. When you film something and you know what you want to film, you can edit till you get it perfect. But in real time, it's a little bit different. This is why people have so much trouble with stand-up comedy, because you can't just yell cut, and clip it together, or you just can't punch in your punchline, like your setup in your punchline like rappers now. Rappers don't even rap, man. They just kind of punch in what they want and they patch the song together. Stand-up is real time. So, but having said all that, man, that's just my only little critique, if it's even a critique. But it was a good conversation that she had on Breaking Points with Crystal. I think it was Crystal and Sagar. I know Crystal was there, and they had fun. It was cool. It was what it was. She's about to show this clip from The View, and what Joy is about to say is the reason why men aren't messing with the Democrats. They still don't get it. And then you look at leadership in the Democratic Party, a bunch of empty suits, man. Like Hakeem Jeffries, who is that dude? Why is he there? And then you have all this power, and you have people out here doing great things and within the Democratic Party, and they just got to sit on the wings or sit on the bench and watch, can't even get in the game. Meanwhile, they're letting all these, scrubs in the game, and then the Democrats wonder why they lose all the time. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Trump scored big with young male voters last election. Democrats are spending $20 million to learn how to speak their language. I think it's a waste of money. Maybe these guys should spend their money on teaching men to not be such sexists. Maybe that's
it. But the stats don't bear that out now. Look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash.
Oh no. The very night I was sitting on my couch writing the script to my video about how the Democrats are spending $20 million to relate to young men, this came on my TV on Fox News. A Tommy Lahren and Laura Ingraham segment about stay-at-home sons, men who still live at home. Literally minutes after this aired, it went absolutely viral on Twitter for not good reasons. So we are going to unpack this piece by piece. Because even though everyone was mocking it and making fun of it, as far as I saw, nobody was really dissecting it and breaking down exactly why she was so egregiously wrong. So come join me in debunking the male loser epidemic. Because who else better equipped to talk about men's issues than two stupid blonde bimbos? Hold on one second. 3 stupid blonde bimbos. Sorry. I felt left out. All right.
Come on now. She's funny. Shoe on Head, man, that was hilarious, bro. That was hilarious. And I'm sorry I have to keep pausing this. It messes up her timing. I do apologize for that. Bro, I could see her making a movie, man. At some point, I could see Sean Head getting the backing and doing a small indie thing. It would probably be hilarious. It would just, her writing is amazing. But, and Cody, you're right, man. Like, the left appeals to the weakest of the weak men. And then the right, when you look at the women on the right, they, like, yeah, we want strong men, this and that. But, bro, they want to weaken those strong men. And the women on the right take full advantage of the family laws as they currently stand down here in America. The way it's, 5 to 7 years, boom, get divorced, take half the stuff. You know what I mean? And that's the right. You know what I mean? As far as, the right to choose and all that kind of stuff, they take advantage of that too. There's a lot of women from the Bible Belt who be flying out to California or flying down to wherever to, exercise that option, let's say. So at the end of the day, when, we're going to hear that here, when women talk about these men and whatever, we all know they're only talking about really the top 10% of dudes. That's the dudes they want. The bottom 80 to 90% of men, they're like, ooh, ick, get away, that sort of thing. So let's continue.
Let's go. Wait. I need my gamer fuel. See, I do drink it. That one's for you, Tectone.
It's a major problem. And, Speaker Johnson has been talking about those maybe deadbeat folks that are on Medicaid, and maybe some of those folks are the stay-at-home sons. We don't know. But I'll tell you this, leave it to Gen Z to rebrand laziness and social awkwardness as something cutesy, like a stay-at-home son. But Laura, I got to tell you, this is also a big problem when it comes to, I think, declining birth rates, people not getting married and having children. That's a big problem. They blame it on women. Well, look at what young women have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men. There are a lot of young women out there that want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to have stable families. But there are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates and a lot of other problems in society. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air, meet people in real life. Let's just get back to basics.
So first of all,
Yo, Lil Tommy got a reputation. I know folks. Let's just put it that way. I know folks. And Lil Shorty was out there getting it in. And the wall has come. And she's frustrated because Hunter and Chad and Tyrone, they had their fun and they've moved on. And there she is. She's standing there in the cold and she's looking and she still wants them dudes, but she can't get them. She can't get them. Right? So that's where a lot of that comes from. I mean, as far as where we are with the dating game right now, I mean, you got to put the majority. If you're going to put blame somewhere, you got to lay a good chunk of this on women. It's technology that's really blown it out of whack, but the women are using this technology in such a way that it just hurts them. It hurts them bad, and they don't understand why. And I don't get that. Like, what, sis? Like, you gotta see this. I can't tell you how many times like women come up to me, tattoos up their neck, on their face, everywhere, sleeves and all that kind of stuff, random tattoos all over their legs, like tattoos all over their breasts and all that. And then they're shocked, and I'm like, I'm not trying to talk to you. Why? It's like, all right, I'll tell you. Don't get mad at me, but I run it all the way down. And they get upset. I'm like, look, you're going to get a certain type of dude, babe. It's like, why I don't want to talk to you. Show me your Instagram. Show me your Instagram. They pull out that Instagram. I'm like, look at that. Look at that. What were you doing in the DR, BBL? Look at that. Look at all that cleavage. Look at all the see-through stuff. Look at that. Why would I want to be with you? Why? Why would I want to be with you? And then, they right away, they start telling you about all the education they have. And I went to this school and I got this program and I got this, and this. How did you pay for all that? Student loans. Nah, I'm not trying to merge with you. I'm not trying to do that. You have $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in student loans alone, just that by itself, plus your credit card and all your unsecured debt. And then you have your car over here and all that debt. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You know what I mean? Nice Chanel bag. I'm out of here. So I tell women all the time, it's like, man, it's crazy. It's like, we need a John McAfee party. You know what I mean? Is that dude really dead, or is he alive somewhere living in like Portugal? You know what I mean? Like, they won't realize the deal until TV and media tell them it's okay to realize. That's a good point, man. Once you tell the herd and the herd accepts the message, they will change. When I did that show about the fifth wave of feminism, like, you know, different waves of feminism, I said the fifth wave of feminism is going to be a return to the basics kind of thing. I think that's where we're headed. I think women are going to realize that, you know what, I'm making all this money, I'm doing all this stuff, I'm going to have to find me somebody. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get the guy that I want because that guy doesn't want me, but I can get, you know, I can get Jimmy over here, I can get Bill over here, I can get, you know, Steve. They love me to death, and he's a good guy, and we can have a family and and do all the rest of it. I think we're headed that direction. It's going to take some time to get there. And down here in America, we're headed for the everything bubble bursting. And when that happens, when like housing is starting to turn big, so when the bottom falls out of the American real estate market, and when no one can get any more credit and you can't kick the can down the road and there's no more STEMI money, that's when people are going to realize, oh, we need each other. And that's when women are going to, like, forget the 1% dude. I need me a dude who's out here just don't have a criminal record, no kids, and is willing to be with me. That's where we're headed. You know what I mean? Like, you think he's alive and he's like, same with Epstein. I think that I think Epstein got domed. I think he's done. I think he's done because there was too many powerful people on that list. And you can see how the Trump administration is trying to make that list go away. And that's really shaking up MAGA, bro. That is a crazy story down here. Like that, I hear there's info Trump had pardoned Epstein in order to have a blackmail over the other politicians. Maybe, man, there's something going on with that list, bro. MAGA's not going to let go of it. Apparently, there's supposed to be some sort of independent investigation going on into this now. They're going to try to control that. We're going to have to wait and see this play out, man. But this is really messing with Trump's base. Like, this whole thing with MAGA, like, this is a seismic shift in what they got going on. And you got Democrats sitting there, don't know what to do. Just sitting there, don't know what to do. All you got to need is a few more votes. The Democrats could probably say, hey, we can get that list. But you might be right, Cody. There might be some people on that list that the Democrats don't want you to know about. So anyway, let's get back to the video.
This stay-at-home son thing is not a real thing. It was a random throwaway, self-deprecating joke some contestant on Jeopardy said. One f***ing guy. Because I guess there's nothing else important going on that they could cover on the news. They literally made this into a fake phenomena so they can on young men. Meanwhile, Democrats are spending millions of dollars trying to win back young men. Oh no, the young men are leaving us in droves. How do we get them back? Don't worry, I got this. Hey, you fat, lazy, Cheeto dust-covered slobs. F*** you. Nice. Thanks. I love you. I love you too. Is the amount of young men living home with their parents increasing? Yes. Is it because they're lazy bums and just want to order DoorDash all day? No. And also, they're not paying for DoorDash, Tommy. They're financing it. Come on. Get with the times.
There are a lot of young men out there who want to live in mama's basement and order DoorDash. And that's why we have declining birth rates. It's time to go out, get a job, breathe the fresh air.
Have either of you tried applying for a job as a young man recently? Or tried buying a house on the salary of one of these young men? Have you experienced the dating market, been on the dating sites as a young man? No? Interesting, okay. Just wondering. Listen.
Hey, man. What she just did with them dolls, bro. Something's wrong with shoe on head, girl. You do you. Sister shoe on head, you keep doing you. Man, that was crazy. Cody, you know I got one strike, bro. You trying to give me those two other strikes real quick, ain't you? Ain't you? Man, you trying to get me kicked out, bro. Like, what happened to Uncle Sam? Cody got him kicked out of YouTube, man. He was saying some stuff in the chat. They came after DL. Let's continue.
I know the average age of a Fox News viewer is like 70 nowadays and you need to pander to them, but Tommy, you were like 2 years younger than me. You know this shit isn't true. Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like a f***ing boomer? I'm sorry, I have no other word for this, but I hate this like generational pick-me shit. I was born in the wrong generation. I'm not like those other young people. And you know what? She's not like those other young people. Not all young people can afford a nice nose job and lip filler and get a cushy job on Fox News based entirely on merit, I'm sure. The main problem with this brain-dead boomer-ass take is not only is it cringe, but it's completely divorced from reality. This slop is specifically designed for people who paid like $5 for a f***ing house. And listen, not all boomers, okay? My parents are boomers, they are lovely people. A lot of you guys are boomers, but when the baby boomer generation sends its people, it is not sending their best. They are not sending you. They're sending people who have lots of problems. They're bringing the housing crisis. They're bringing wage stagnation. They're falling for AI-generated photos on Facebook. But some, I assume, are good people. But my god, I truly believe they do not understand how good they had it. They could support a family on a single income. A single income from a job that didn't require a college degree. Their leaders didn't prostitute away their economic future for some cheap plastic shit from China. They inherited the greatest economy known to man, and they pretend it's a paradise that they earned. I just don't understand, like, why don't boomers and spiritual boomers like Tommy Lauren see people struggling and go, wow, I wish I could fix this. They should have it better than I had it. And you wonder why so many millennials and zoomers don't want kids. I want to make the world a better place for my children. I want to make the world a better place for my children. Ugh. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you spoiled brat. Children. Not happening.
Well, look at what young women...
Damn, she's killing it. She's killing it. I mean, this is why I like Shu on here, man. Her politics is on point. I align with a lot of stuff that she says. You know, some of her stuff goes too far left, but I'm with her on this. She's right. No one's talking about the real problems. No one. My part-time job, bro, right, is $13 an hour. There are people who work there full-time making $13 an hour. Okay, there's a dude who's been there for maybe 5 or 6 years. He's making $16 an hour. $16 an hour. $16 an hour. What the hell? Working hard, bro. Mandrell's in the building, bro. What's up, fam? I see you. Where'd you go, Mandrell? Here you go. Good to see you, bro. Man, there's a lot going on, man. We got Scam Likely in the building. Uh-oh, Scam Likely looking in the pants. This is Shu on Head, bro. Shu on Head. She's one of my favorite YouTubers, man. I dig her. She knows what she's talking about. She would raise hell on dust panels. Yeah, she too big for that, though. She ain't doing no dust panels, man. You'll see her on, soon you'll probably see her on CNN, like cable news. So she's at that level. But let's continue.
Have to choose from. The pickings are slim. Yes, we might have a feminism problem in America, but it's the feminization of men.
Young men are becoming lazy because they're becoming feminized. So they're becoming lazy because they act more like women? What did she mean by this, chat? I know there's like a decrease in testosterone or something happening, but men are moving right-wing all over the world. Does that correlate with the feminization? Or, I mean, there are suspiciously a lot of far-right femboys, so maybe. But here's the thing, Tammy. There is absolutely no evidence that young women want to start families more than young men. None. In fact, all the data says the exact f***ing opposite. According to Pew Research, 64% of women younger than 50 say they just don't want to have children. No reason, they just don't want them. Versus 50% of men who say the same. Another study by Archbridge Institute shows the same. 63% of women without children said they have no desire to have a child, while only 50% of men said the same. For men, the most commonly cited factor was personal finance, but among women, the strongest reason not to have a child was their desire to maintain their personal independence. Basically, they don't want to give up their brunch and mimosas. They've been ass-blasted with propaganda their whole lives, telling them their lives will be ruined, their bodies will be ruined, they'll never have fun again, they'll be miserable forever if they have children. And as someone who has had a children, best decision I've ever made. 10/10, highly recommend, would do it again. But yes, this idea that men are the ones primarily responsible for the low birth rates is laughable. We're laughing over here. But honestly, it's not really women or men's fault. There are a lot of factors that play into this. But Tommy, I really gotta ask, is it men or is it you?
This is going to be the summer of canceling boys. All of my friends are attractive. All of my friends are successful. All of my friends have something going on. Almost every single one of them have an issue with men. But if all of these women, including myself, are having issues, then I have to think it might not be us. It might be you. It is not just the guys in Los Angeles, Nashville, Dallas, and they're not any better in the Midwest. They, quite frankly, I think they're trash all over this country.
My friends are successful. Men don't give a shit about that. They'd marry a Walmart cashier if she was nice to them.
I think men between the ages of 20 and 30 are not ready, in most cases, for marriage, are usually not ready to be husbands and fathers.
That's a cultural issue. So, look.
All right. So shout out to Shu for doing the research and digging up what she just dug up. Right. And it's going to come. It's going to come full circle. The chickens are going to come home to roost. And women are, like I said, the fifth wave of feminism is going to be women embracing gender roles and wanting to stay home and cook and raise kids and all that. They're going to have their degree. They're going to have some work experience. If it doesn't work out, they'll be able to go get their own money. But they're going to go find themselves a man. I think that's the next wave. We got Smeebles in the building. What's good, fam? And Cody's right, man. She's not that fine. That's why she was getting knocked down by all the Chads and Tyrones and all those C's that she named. They were just tearing it up, blowing her back out. And then, with her, maybe with some of her friends doing twosomes, threesomes, and all that, maybe she was with Puffy and them. I don't know. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody trying to wife that. No one that she wants would want to wife her up. Right? If any of the guys that she was chasing said, hey, got on one knee and had a ring, she would get married and have a kid tomorrow with one of them dudes. But she ain't going to do that with someone on her level. She ain't going to do that certainly with someone who's making the median, income in America. Like someone's making $40,000, $50,000 a year. She ain't trying to holler at dude. Period. You know what I mean? And here's the thing. It's happening here in the U.S. It's happening in UK. It's happening over in Australia. Ask Brother Smeebles. Man. We be talking about it, bro. I'm like, yo. It sounds just as bad over there as it is over here, maybe a little worse.
Right.
No, I would actually, back to your point, yeah. I think it's a biological thing.
So let me get this straight. Men are all trash and won't commit and won't leave mommy's basement, and they're destroying the birth rates. But also young men are biologically incapable of commitment and being parents. What? But wait, there's more. She also believes women don't have to bring anything to the table.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money. But I don't think a man needs to get something out of it to be a manly man, a protector and a provider. If you think you need to get something out of it, I quite frankly don't consider you a real man.
Never before in history have women demanded so much and offered so little. So before we get deeper into this retarded, manufactured, stay-at-home son narrative, let's check the Facebook comments of this Fox News video, because I am really interested to see what the typical Fox News viewer thinks about this.
You know what's crazy about this, man? Women don't realize when you come out super alpha, super masculine, that little bit that was probably on Piers Morgan. It sounded like Andrew was on there. And it just seems that women don't realize I'm gonna get loud. That's a MAGA thing too, Republican thing. I'm just gonna shout over you because you're beating me. You're beating me with the facts. You're beating me with the numbers. You're beating me with good old fashioned common sense. So I'm just going to keep screaming over you until you stop, right? That's just, that's a tactic that's just whatever's played out. But she's screaming, saying all this stuff, and all the top tier dudes are like, so glad I didn't deal with her. Because here's a secret. If for ladies who might be watching me, just real talk, the top tier dudes, yeah, they get to play with the dimes, the nines, the tens, the eights, and all that. But they wound up somewhere around 7, 6. When they actually wife a woman up, she's normally in there. Like she's like a step above the median, right? Because the scale really is from 0 to 10. It's not 1 to 10. There are zeros out there, right? So 5 is the median. So the dudes normally come in a step above 5. So 6, 7. Like if you ever been around a powerful, wealthy dude, successful guy, you meet his wife, it ain't some supermodel. Like just an attractive woman, right? She's cool. She's right there adding value. She's right there with him and growing with him, and they're doing her thing. Like, you know, sometimes she's fit, sometimes she's not. Sometimes she has a few extra pounds. Why she done had all the kids? But he's like with her still. Like she has his last name. That's his wife. That's the woman he married. Now, they might have an arrangement where he goes out and still bags him a dime or two every now and then whenever he wants to or whatever. But she's at home with the kids taking care of business, right? And some of these dudes, there's some top tier dudes who were nerds. They don't even want to go out and exercise their options. They're happy with their wife. I see it every day. People coming over to America right now. A lot of people coming over from Europe. Families coming over. Man, they're happy. You know, these women, like some of these women, they have a few extra pounds, but they got 2 or 3 kids, you know, and the husband like loves his wife. You can still see it. Like he's holding her hand. Like he loves her. He's not really trying to leave because men don't have to worry about hypergamous nature. He's just chilling. But the women, like, bro, I had a woman today, she was with her daughter. She was letting me know, like, yeah, my husband won't be here for another 2 weeks. Why you telling me, shorty? Like, why you telling me? Anyway, let's continue.
Women are anything like these two, I can hardly blame the men for staying home and not wanting to date them. Blame, blame, blame. These two women have a combined age of 93 and they have 0 children between both of them. You both have repugnant personality types, so listening to this was like male birth control to me. My goodness! Boomers are ruthless! Bunch of sissies. I served 6 years, 2 years in Southeast Asia after Vietnam was over. When I was 18, rent was $450 and I could afford to get my own place. She's so spot on. Nothing screams I'm a loser run from me than a guy living at home in his parents' house with his 12-year-old boy's bedroom decor at age of 30. Thank God we raised our sons to be men, who grew up, lived on their own, found their soulmate, got married, bought a beautiful home, and started a family. I was out the door at 18, worked on the assembly line at Dodge and in the Air Force at 19, never went back home. I can't relate to this. Yes, we know you people can't relate. We know. But the world has changed. Why can't you people get this through your heads? I will never let my sons stay home. I'm trying to push them out of the nest. Okay, I really gotta ask, is this an Anglo thing? Immediately kicking your kid out when they turn 18 years old? My Mediterranean mind cannot comprehend this. And honestly, why the f would a man leave home, leave his mother's cooking, for a woman who probably can't cook? Not me, though. Personally, I can cook amazing homemade meals. I'll have you know I am a great trad wife.
Bone apple teeth.
Now, unfortunately, Tommy...
Something wrong with this woman, man. She is so funny. Yo, why? I was at the grocery store today. Normally I go to Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has these really good frozen chicken nugget things that are healthier than the average, I guess, you know what I mean, for frozen processed food. But, you know, Trader Joe's has that brand, like they're healthier than everyone else. But I was at the local grocery store. I didn't have time to get to Trader Joe's. And I was looking for chicken nuggets because my daughter was like, yo, Pops, can you get some chicken nuggets so she can just like bake them or whatever, little snacks. And I saw those little dinosaur chicken nugget things. I just couldn't get them. I got some regular Tyson chicken nugget processed something. I know. I'm not supposed to do it, but I went ahead and did it. But we'll see if my daughter likes them. We shall see. Brother Smeeble says it's getting worse in Australia, bro. Yo, just push forward, bro. Do what you got to do, man, to avoid the nonsense, man. The madness is crazy out here, man. It's crazy. He was like, yeah, being 20 in the 70s and 80s must have been dope, bro. You don't have to worry about any real STDs or STIs, or we call them now, bro. Like, oh, my God. Like, when I listen to the stories of the grown-ups and the old players out there that was telling us what it was really like, man, it was, man, yeah. Could you imagine being at Woodstock? Could you imagine? You know what I mean? Not having the issues and the stuff that's going on now. But, you know, when you look back, it always looked better when you look back in time and you look at where you are, and then people, like, dread the future. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I like where I am right now. Coming from where I came from to get where I am right now, I'm really happy I got here pretty much in one piece. I mean, I'm sore, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty much in one piece. And yeah, I got to deal with some stuff. I'm dealing with the family court situation. You know, I'm dealing with that. You know what I mean? Like the baby mama drama or whatever. I'm dealing with that. Not with my daughter. I'm okay with that situation. But you know, I made some missteps. You know what I'm saying? I didn't quite dodge all of the landmines. You know what I mean? But I'm still here. But that little bit right there, shoe on here, deal with the food is crazy. Yeah, buying a house back then was crazy. Like buying a house for a year or less salary would have been cool. Absolutely, man. When you're looking at, you know, in Cincinnati, bro, in my hood, and again, I was in the hood, but I could have bought a duplex for less than $20,000. And this was back in the 90s. I could have, but I just didn't know. We didn't talk about that sort of thing, man. We was on something else. And I will regret that to this day. You know, the housing bubble is about to burst. So there'll be an opportunity to buy some houses for less than 400,000. Because right now, I think the median home in America is around 416,000. That's down from like 435,000. So, hey, it's going down. It's going down.
Lauren wasn't the only one pushing this stupid lazy young men go get a job bullshit. Mike Johnson did it referencing 29-year-old men playing video games all day. Steve Scalise did it with 35-year-old men playing video games all day. And just the other night, I saw this on my TV. Again.
A Wall Street Journal headline got our attention. The new dream job for young men, stay-at-home son. It's a phrase that's taken off since 27-year-old Brendan Leo won $59,000 on Jeopardy. And he has a master's degree in political science, but he's unemployed. Grow up, get a job, get a wife, build a family.
Just get a wife, bro. Just get a job, bro.
Oh, get a job? Yeah. Just get a job? Why don't I strap on my job helmet and squeeze down into a job cannon and fire off into Jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies?
The term welfare queen must have fell out of fashion with Republicans, because it seems even they know the approved safe demographic to go after now. Because it's very obvious what demographic they are talking about when they say young men in their basements playing video games. This just get a job lazy attitude is not surprising, but it's especially funny coming from Fox News of all places. Fox News that spends so much time yapping about immigrants taking American jobs. Fox News will talk for years about how Americans are being screwed out of the workforce. But when this issue manifests itself in Gen Z, suddenly it's a moral failure. The fact is, a lot of American jobs held by men are being lost to automation, offshoring, and yes, cheap foreign labor. Companies and billionaires would rather have cheap labor that they can essentially abuse, not pay fair wages to, just good little worker drones who won't unionize, rather than hire American workers for a living wage. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money they make. I remember when Bernie Sanders called open borders a Koch brothers conspiracy.
Open borders?
Open
borders. That's a Koch brothers proposal, which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of
the
the global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it'd make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state.
Where'd that guy go? A lot of these jobs being taken are jobs traditionally held by men, like construction and factory jobs, manual labor work. But it's not just manual labor jobs, it's also the tech industry and business industry, which are careers also mainly held by men. There are many, many examples of this, such as Microsoft recently cutting thousands of American workers while requesting 14,000 more H-1B workers this year. Some of those jobs.
Hey, bro, she's being real with it. She's being real with it, man. UPS about to start hiring off. Remember, they just their union over there just won that big contract. You know, the port workers. You know, they're not going to get another good. The dock workers, they're not going to get another good contract after this one that they just signed. You know, you look at the railroad industry, bro, trucking. You know, they have the I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they have semi trucks like the 18-wheelers, bro. They're autonomous. They're driving themselves. That's gonna take it. That's gonna take away a lot of six-figure jobs for men. Let's keep it 100. That's who's out there doing it. You know, mechanics, bro. Now the machine tells you what to do. You don't even need a mechanic. You don't have to be certified anymore, man. The machine to tell you what to do, or the machine to tell you put me over here, and the machine to do it. We don't have a plan for what's coming. We don't have a plan for what's coming, and we haven't even talked about AI. AI is going to wipe out so many white-collar jobs. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, you know, and I mean, what's left? Construction, you know, like, you know, here in America, you know, we got the problem with the immigration thing, which, again, if you're in the country illegally, you get caught, you should get kicked out. I don't agree with the sweeps and everything that's going on. I think that's stupid, and that could lead to some real big problems down the road. But the people who are in America picking strawberries and oranges and stuff like that and doing this really hard labor for pennies on the dollar, who's making money off of them? It ain't me. It's the 1%. It's the 1%, bro. And corporations are always looking to cut their labor because that's where the profits are now. No one's making a better product. No one's created a better widget, right? It is what it is. It is what it is. America is going the wrong way, right? So personally, I'm just, I'm here to see it, bro. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. You know what I mean? I got mine. I got my weapons. I got my ammo. Ammo done got cheap. Man, Jill, you still here? Did you see that? Ammo done got cheap. What's going on?
Job positions include data scientists, which are 70% men, software developers, which are 80% men, and electronic engineers, which are 90% men, and many more like that. Another example of this was Tesla, where roughly 15,000 American employees were fired in April 2024, and many were replaced with H-1B visa holders. On Twitter, Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy tried to chalk this up to these immigrants just simply being the best and the brightest. Yeah, okay. You're paying them less for longer hours and more work, and they're willing to deal with it in order to stay in the country. It's coercive, exploitative, and, dare I say, not very America first. When conservatives confronted Elon Musk for this last year, he told somebody, and I quote, "Take a big step back and yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot possibly comprehend." So when it comes to replacing American workers in manual labor with cheap foreign labor, it's deport, deport, deport. But when it comes to replacing his American workers with cheap foreign labor, it's yourself in the face. Interesting. There's also affirmative action and DEI, which are other things Fox News always pisses and shits about. But suddenly, when the conversation is about Gen Z men, the demographic of people who are victims of these things, suddenly these things just don't exist anymore. Then it's, oh, young men are all just lazy. They just want to be in their parents' basement, ordering DoorDash and playing video games. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. I am not beating the allegations with this one. The brown people are not taking your jobs, okay? It's not their fault. They're just cheaper. Aim upwards. But it's not just the brown people taking your jobs. It's the women, too. Many of the dying industries are male-dominated, while many of the growing industries are female-dominated, and stigma around these jobs being woman jobs usually stops men from working them. Women are overwhelmingly entering and excelling in college and the workforce, and they're more flexible about job position and pay, while young men usually hold out for higher-paying, higher-position jobs that will make them the breadwinner. Because you see, despite the world progressing and the role of women changing, the role of men has not changed. Every woman is a feminist until the dinner bill comes. But what's crazy is, women might be the ones paying that dinner bill soon. A study from the UK found women aged 22 to 29 earned about $1,000 more annually than men, completely reversing the traditional gender pay gap for this age group. In the US, a 2022 Pew Research Center analysis showed that women under 30 out-earned men in many metropolitan areas, with median earnings at or above 100% of men's, in cities like New York and Washington, D.C. That may not sound like a lot of money now, but it's a growing trend that has never been seen before. It's so bad that it's really starting to affect the dating world. American women have never been this resigned to staying single. They are responding to major demographic shifts, including huge and growing gender gaps in economic and educational attainment, political affiliation, and beliefs about what family should look like. More women than men are attending college, buying houses, and focusing on their friendships and careers over dating and marriage. The challenges of finding a romantic partner have been made more complicated by a growing divide in education and career prospects between men and women. In 2024, 40% of American women ages 25 to 34 had a bachelor's degree, according to Pew, compared to 37% of men. A bachelor's degree increases net lifetime earnings by an estimated $1 million. Women are doing comparatively well when it comes to education in their early years in the labor force, and men are doing comparatively badly. Men's economic struggles seem to be having the biggest effect on women.
We'll stop it right there before she jumps in here. Like, bro, look. The numbers are there. The shift is here. And again, I think women are gonna come home. They're gonna come home. Whichever party decides to truly help men, be it Republican Party or Democratic Party, I think MAGA's on his way out. They had their run. I think MAGA's gonna go the way of the Tea Party, back to the fringes. But whichever party is willing to do what it takes to help men, I think that party is going to be dominant in America. And it's going to be good for our society. It's going to be good for our society. There's no other way around it. right? Now, I'm glad she's gone through her hardcore her political stuff. She's about to get into more of the dating stuff, I think, because I've never seen this one. I was like halfway into this, I'm like, maybe I should have watched this first. This is more political than I thought. I thought it was going to be more about dating, but it's fine. Women in these metropolitan areas are making more money than men, right? And then, like, whenever I'm in Miami or DC or Atlanta or LA or New York, and you go into a nice lounge, you go to a high-end restaurant, you look at the bar, there are a lot of single women at the bar eating. They're paying for their meal. They're eating their meal because, you know, they're taking their pictures because they want to be there. It's the end spot. It's the hot joint. They in there, and they're in there with their expensive bags. They have the nice accessories. The bottoms of their shoes are red. They're wearing, you know, Van Cleef jewelry all over the place. They're doing they're looking good, smelling good. They have the best perfume, right? They got the best jewelry on, the best clothes, right? But their body is, they're alone. They're alone. And you'll look at the bar, you know, because most of these high-end restaurants, the bars aren't that big. It's not like a sports bar kind of thing. You know, it's space there. You'll look, and it might be 2 or 3 single women there, and there's, you know, a couple guys, but the guys are normally there with their homie or something like that. They're paired up. They're pre-gaming or whatever. Then I would turn around and look at the dining room, and I would see, like, there are groups of women having dinner with each other. Women are not ready to take men out and pay for it, but I think we're going to start seeing it. I think you're going to have a thing where, you know, you're out here, you're making $200,000-$300,000 a year. None of the top tier dudes want you. You're tired of being alone. You realize, you know, dogs and cats ain't it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to go ahead and just find me a dude, and you're going to remember that guy from college, that dude from high school who's always loved you. And then come to find out he's making maybe $80,000 a year. He's respected. He's doing his thing. I'm telling you, these women, they're going to go back and get these guys. And when they want to go to the high-end joint, or when they want to take a trip to Tulum or to Bora Bora, or when they want to go to Mount Fuji in Japan, they're going to have to pay for it. And they're just going to have to get used to that fact, right? That's where we're headed. Let's see what Shoe on Head says.
Without a college degree, whose marriage rates by 45 have plummeted to 52% for those born between 1930 and 1980, according to research by Cornell University. Young men without a degree are struggling so much as a group that there simply aren't enough with steady jobs and earnings for non-college women to date. Men are poor, women most affected. Modern women are no longer tied to their gender role. Birth control has freed them from the prison that is their biology, and they are making their own money, sometimes more than men. They can have it all, they can do anything, they can be anything. While at the same time, men are still expected to be the provider. And more importantly, many men still want to be the provider, but they can't. And women, though strong and independent, still want men to be the provider.
And as a woman, I want a strong man who is a protector and a provider that will go to war if need be, that will protect me, protect my family, make money.
Basically, men are like, we're worried we're not making enough money. And women are like, we're worried men are not making enough money. Hello class, I am Miss On Head. I am substituting for your teacher today. She was arrested for molesting a 12-year-old boy. So today we are learning about the graph. This is the growth in productivity versus hourly compensation graph. And you can trace almost everything bad happening in society back to this graph. As you can see, productivity increased while compensation barely grew over the same time period. Notice they tracked very closely up until around 1972. Now, what happened around 1972, class? Well, the top marginal tax rate was reduced from 70% in 1964 to 50% by 1981. The federal minimum wage began to stagnate. Income going to the 1% rose from 9% in the 60s to 16% in 2023. CEOs also went from making 20 times more than the average worker to making 350 times more than the average worker. Anything else happen around 1972? Yes, Jimmy, that is correct. Women joined the workforce around this time, but we don't have to get into that today. The fact is,
Man, Sean Head is cooking. She is cooking. And yes, Meeples, I am definitely planning to do that. I did a show about that a minute ago. A couple years ago now. We've been doing this for a couple years. But I want to do that again. I'm gonna look at those shows I did in the past, and then I want to kind of, compare that show to what's going on now. AI is gonna take over everything, bro. It is a wrap. AI is gonna take over everything. And Andrew Yang's been talking about this for going on over a decade now. This is why he was talking about the freedom dividend, was basically UBI, universal basic income. And I think America is primed for that with the STEMI money. They just want to sit back and wait for more money, which is terrible for our economy. It's terrible for our society. It's terrible for what we got going on. And CEOs are making 1,000 times more. That is facts than the average worker. I mean, it's all coming apart at the seams. And what did Andrew Tate says, man? It's all about the have yachts and have nots. And if you ain't got a boat, bro, you know what side you on.
Hard work no longer guarantees success, and the will to work is tied to the fruits of your labor. And young men are fed up today because 90% of that fruit is rotten. Now, is there some truth to modern young people being lazy? Sure, I guess. Every generation had lazy people. And we do basically live in late-stage mouse utopia, after all. Young people today are faced with two options: revolution or escapism. And a lot of them are choosing escapism. Many have basically given up, but it's not like they didn't try. They tried and they found out the juice just isn't worth the squeeze, whether it's college, dating, or the job market. And in a way, many young men are kind of choosing revolution. The never before seen large shift rightward in young men is a small revolution in a way. They're saying, this isn't working for me, this sucks, I hate this, I want something different. This is also manifesting on the Democrat side in general. The young men that are still voting left are voting further left. You saw this recently in New York City, where Zoran Mamdani, a self-proclaimed democratic socialist, won the Democratic primary. Young men are tired of the establishment, left and right. They're tired of the system and they want to burn it down and start again. They want something that works for them because this is not working for them.
If you wake up one morning and you find yourself in a society where 23-year-olds with 4-year college degrees and initiative who aren't smoking weed every day, if they can't make enough to buy a car, much less a home, much less get married, much less have children, then why should you be surprised when half of them say they prefer socialism?
Fox News should hire that guy. There is an entire generation of fighting-aged men who are enraged and feel like they have nothing to live for. You should probably start caring.
That's a fact. That's a fact. People keep talking about, they don't talk about it as much, but there was a lot of talk about Civil War and all that stuff in America. Nah, I didn't see that coming. Nope. I'm like, what factions? Who's going to fight who? Ain't nobody really about it like that. The people who are about it like that, you know what I mean? Like, they'll just overrun everybody else. I just don't see it. It's not going to be, white folks versus black folks, or Christians versus Muslims, or, Jews versus everybody else. It ain't going to be, that's not going to happen. But what I do see, I see a revolution, much like the one that happened in France in the 1700s. I see that, right? Why? Because the wealth gap is out of control. Americans can't afford America. It's just a matter of time. It's all coming to an end. It's just a matter of time. And all the fighting age men, when they get to that point and they decide that they're just going to unleash that rage, it's a wrap. We've already seen glimpses of it, right? When you see the active pew pew thing, like when these people just one guy goes and does something stupid, bro. Just imagine if it's 200 dudes, Americans, who decide to go do something stupid. The government can't stop that, right? And here's the thing. The information is out there. The numbers are out there. So when you sit there and like Cody said, like the CEO of your corporation is making 3,000 times what you make, and he doesn't even know what you're doing. He's not making the widgets. He has no idea how to make the widgets. He ain't never worked in a day in his life. He doesn't know anything. But he's taking all the money. He's taking all of your health care, right? He's taking your dental plan. He's taking your 401k. He's taking everything. He's getting all that. And he's going to pull up in a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you sitting there, you don't have enough money to feed yourself You sitting there living in the woods like a lot of people down here in Florida do, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Pop go to weasel. That's what I think's gonna happen. I really think it's gonna happen. I really think it's gonna happen, bro. It's inevitable, bro. It's gonna happen, man. People know where the wealthy folks are. It's the 1% versus the bottom 99. Someone made a stat. I was watching, I don't know if it was CNN or ABC or something like that. No, it was Scott Galloway was talking to someone. I think it was Scott Galloway. And he said that Elon Musk net worth was greater than 50% of all Americans. So Elon Musk makes more money than half the country. Just that one dude. Something like that. And I was like, yo. Now, you know, he's taking a couple L's here and there, but he's still, I think he's still the richest man in the world. One dude, net worth is greater than 50% of the wealthiest nation the world has ever seen. Think about that for a while.
Saw this airing on Fox News. They saw an angry woman nagging in their faces about how everything wrong in the world is their fault. An all too familiar thing they have been hearing for far too long. But unfortunately for Democrats, nobody under the age of 60 watches Fox News, so this is not really going to have an effect on young men whatsoever. So keep that $20 million. You might still need it. Unless we get dragged into another war in the Middle East. If we do get dragged into another war in the Middle East, young men might come running back to the Democratic Party. Maybe not even a George Bush II electric boogaloo will have men coming back to the Democratic Party. Hopefully we don't find out. And as I'm editing this right now, a lot of young people, even the podcast bros, seem pretty upset about the Epstein thing, but we know Democrats won't take advantage of the situation in order to protect the Clintons, so maybe not even this will save them, but we'll see, I guess. Hold on one second. That's better. So that was that video. What do you think of the male loser epidemic? Do you agree with Tommy Lauren? Is it all men's fault? Leave your comments below. I read them all. I am probably reading them right now as you type them. Wait, don't write that. No. You can't say that. No, it doesn't matter if it's with an A. If you like this video, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to me on Patreon or leave a little tip with a little tip jar down below. I'll give it a little heart. It helps the channel and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys again soon with a new video, a new slop video. Because I know you gremlins love that shit. Bye!
Shout out to Shoe on Head. Yes, she's very political. I thought this would be more about the dating thing, and it wasn't, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. And most of all, I enjoyed watching it with y'all, bro. That was some fire shit. Let me, what am I doing here? And looking at my other screen kept moving. Whoa, that was, man, that was heavy, bro. That was heavy, man. Heavy, bro. But things are happening so fast in America, and a lot of folks, you know, when I'm just talking to my people in my circle, you know, the number one thing that comes up is like, why? Why is it that America doesn't see what's going on? Here in Tampa, right, the real estate market in Tampa, especially the condo market, is really turning down. It's going down. And it's been kind of doing this. Like it's been doing this. And then you add in the insurance issues that we have down here in Florida. Right? People are moving away. It's a lot going on. Like the home values are coming down. Like I'm seeing for sale signs all over the place where before you would never see a for sale sign. A house would sell so fast. Now, like the houses are on the market for months. Bro, these houses were selling in days not that long ago. And my people always say, like, how come no one's seeing this? They're too busy. They're too busy, man. You know, like the average American is making what, let's say $50,000, $55,000 a year. That's not one job. It's not one job. It's kind of like that In Living Color skit. You know, and they was like, hey, man. They were talking about how many jobs they had, a Jamaican family, how hard they work and how many jobs they had. Right? Go back and watch that. Hey, man. Right? Go back and watch that. That's where we are right now. That's where America is right now. It's all about the gig economy. Right? It's all about, oh, we're going to free you up so you can go out here and do what you really want to do. And then you can drive Uber on the side or do Uber Eats on the side, or you can get this little part-time job over here that doesn't pay any benefits whatsoever. Right? And then somehow people are still anti-union. Like, what? People are too busy trying to stay afloat. The American debt crisis. It's a wrap. I'm talking about just personal debt. Americans have maxed out on their credit cards, and now they've gone to buy now, pay later. And of course, payday loans are always doing their thing. Pawn shops are blowing up. I went to sell one of my timepieces, and I was talking to, one of the brokers, and they're like, "Yeah, man, definitely not a seller's market right now. It's everyone is coming in selling things. People are trying to stabilize their personal ships, bro. And most America's not talking about it. I think Tucker Carlson was on Breaking Points. I think Tucker Carlson was talking about the housing market and this crash, right? You look at what's going on in the bond markets and stuff like that, bro. It is just a matter of time. And Wall Street and all the business people, they're full speed ahead because in their mind, they're like, look, if we screw this up, we know the government's going to bail us out. But guess what? There's no more money, no more bailouts. So what's going to happen then? And I think it's going to be crazy, bro. It's going to be crazy. We'll see you, Jody. Thanks for coming through. It's going to be crazy. I'm waiting for it. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for it. Brother Smee was like, I found a video of AI looking at scans. Send it to your Instagram. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. We're definitely going to talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. I know I owe everybody a proper talk about what's going on with Dayton. We're going to do that. Maybe we'll do that. We'll talk about Cheyenne. Was it Cheyenne Bryant? When she got the big ticket broke her down, talking about how she's been spinning the block, getting her back blown out by a dude, about to get pregnant or whatever. It's crazy. Anyway, maybe we'll talk about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, people are financing fast food, bro. People are going to places like McDonald's and Burger King, and they're paying for their McMeal or whatever in 3 easy installments. Bro, it's about to happen. It's about to happen, and no one has a fix. Like the people with money, of course they good, but the bottom 99, it's going to be some problems, and it's going to be the people who we think got money are going to have problems. It's like, oh, so, Bobby over there, he's rich. Man, Bobby's wealth is all built on debt, right? And what's going on they keep talking about the interest rates, right? Inflation is starting to go up. The tariff stuff is starting to kick in. Prices are starting to rise on certain things again. Jerome Powell and the Fed, they do not want to drop the interest rates right now. If the interest rates come down, inflation goes insane. Insane. George Gammon is talking about this stuff every single day. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll bring up that stuff and we'll talk about some George Gammon. You got to get in early from the forum reaction to Candace and Nick. Yeah, I stay away from. Again, I got the 2 strikes. I'm not a fan of Nick at all. To the point, like if I saw a dude, I'd probably smack him. And Candace, I'm not that crazy about Candace. Sometimes I can tolerate what she's talking about, and sometimes I'm like, it's too far right. They're just too far on that extreme, and I'm not crazy about the people who are too far on the other extreme. So I tend to stay away from that, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I tend to stay away from it. And then the thing with like Fuentes, like, that guy, he moves like he's scared. Like I think after that dude came to his house, man, that really shook him up, which it should have. And like the dude needs to, he needs to get a concealed carry, and he needs to train up because there's people out there looking for him. And, I don't want to see anyone get caught up like that. But but Nick needs to start watching Humilitas first. He needs to, get some training, and, get him a couple weapons and put them on his person because, it's just crazy now. But that's my take on that. You won't see me doing too much, talking about Nick, and Candace, maybe. Like sometimes when she sits down, you know what? I might do the one when she was surrounded herself with a bunch of liberals. I might do that one. I might do that one. Because Candace can, like when she was on Fresh and Fit, I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised the way she was breaking it down and talking to those girls, those, you know, those sex workers and stuff like that, and those women were listening. I like those kind of conversations. But when it gets too crazy, it comes too far off the rails, I don't mess with it. You know what I mean? I just leave it alone. He's like, those feelings are exactly why I should. You know what? Cody, do me a favor, man. Shoot me the link. And then, I mean, fuck it. I'll do it. Why not? I'll do it. You know, and like I said, I still got 2 strikes. I still got 2 strikes left. I'm in this. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro came to do him in, bro. Like if you out there like that, that's another thing too. And we'll talk about this. I want to do another show when we talk about like kind of defending yourself and paying attention to what's going on out here. Man, there's some people out here that are off their rocker crazy. You got to protect yourself from it. And, you know, I put my face out here. So it's people that will see me. And you just never know, bro. You just never know, man, when someone might come looking for you, bro. So, you know, you want to see them coming, you know, and, you know, someone like Nick, man, he says what he says. He's so fiery. And then he goes outside and he's not even paying attention. He's not even paying attention. Like he's sitting in the room with people that just waiting for an opportunity to put their hands on him. And he doesn't even realize that. Right. And he's such a little dude. So it's like, you know, I don't want to see it. But bro, he's just kind of out there. He's just kind of out there. Yeah, he said it was a rough watch. Man, she's trained but still annoying. She is annoying, bro. She really is, and she can go either way. But anyway, yo, you know, I mean, hey man, send it to me, bro. I don't have my phone up here, so Schmeebles, I know you sent me something, and Cody, if you send it to me, man, I'll check it out, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. You know, we could do it where we can, maybe we'll do a long session. I haven't done one of those 3-hour shows in a minute. Maybe we'll just sit down, do a real long show, and then we'll just kind of move from one topic to the next, you know, and just keep going back and forth and maybe, you know, build up, you know, some people in the chat and you know, hey, maybe even drop the link. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. You know, that'll get Scam Likely happy, man. Do a dust panel, get some people up here and just hear some opinions. So let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Why not? But that's it, man. I wanted to cover the shoe on head thing. That's all I got for tonight. I wanted to cover the shoe on head thing. I wasn't planning on doing anything tomorrow, but I think tomorrow we'll jump on, and because I want to talk about straight dating stuff. So I wanted, I got a video with Stay Slick with Kit, loaded up and ready to go. I want to talk about that. You know, there's a couple other videos. You know, we can just kind of highlight the TikTok stuff with these women out here talking about I don't need no man, and then you got women out here, where are all the men? How come these dudes won't talk to me? You know what I mean? Maybe we can load up some Rich Cooper stuff, because he's got some really good videos out there of him, you know, dealing with these issues through his viewers. So tomorrow I'm gonna jump on and we're gonna talk about the crazy dating world and what's going on right now, and why it doesn't make sense to get married, you know, why you should be, you know, doing the work and becoming the best version of yourself, and why we should be pickier when it comes to women. Like, I see these dudes like, bro, you could definitely do better than that. Now, I get it. If you just want to smash, that's one thing, but, you know, you ain't supposed to be falling in love with the work, right? So we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to jump on and we're going to talk about that. It's going to be fun. I thought this would be more about dating, but this was more political than anything else. And she had like 2.5 million views on that so far, man. And I don't know how many comments. But anyway, shout out to Shoe on Head, man. Sis, if you happen to see this one day, I know you're busy, but if you just happen to come across this, keep doing what you're doing. Keep leading from the front. Do what you do. I like it. It's funny. You know what I mean? Like we used to say in the Army, man, I like it. I love it. I want more of it. Make it hurt, Drill Sergeant. Make it hurt. Brother Smith was just like, yeah, oh, you're learning Japanese as Aussie passports and nice in Japan. Hey, man, Japan's a beautiful country. I can't wait to go back. And, bro, I don't know if you've been, but if you haven't been, make sure you go to see Mount Fuji. In fact, see if you can set up a tour. They have tours when it's not cold, like, you know, during the warm season, where, you know, they take you up to the top of Mount Fuji, man. Next time I go, I'm doing that. They even have one where you can do it on bikes. I don't know if I'm going to do it on a bike, but Mount Fuji is beautiful, bro. I remember just looking at it with my eyes, and I'm thinking like, yo, if there's a God, he surely lives up there. That's how beautiful Mount Fuji is. And there's a couple of really cool sake wineries or whatever that use the water that comes off of Mount Fuji in their sake. That we did a tour at one of them, man. It was so good. I think I bought like $400 worth of their stuff and brought it home, and I just started giving them out to friends. But that was some really good sake, man. So much going on in Japan, bro. The best steak I ever had in my life. We didn't even go to Kobe, but we were I think we were in Kyoto. Bro, just cool little restaurant, man. It was the best steak I ever had in my life. And we were able to get reservations at the restaurant that they actually filmed Kill Bill in, when they had like the Killer 99s or whatever, when old girl had to, Beatrice had to beat, fight her way through everybody. I actually got to go into that restaurant and had dinner there. I mean, it's a touristy thing. It's a trap. It's not like great food. The food was decent, but it wasn't like great by Japanese standards. It was good by American standards. But just to be able to sit there and see like, oh, that's where, that's where they had the sliding doors were, and that's where they were down there fighting. It was pretty cool. And that band that was actually in the movie generally is playing at that restaurant. I think they called it the Yeah Yeah Yeahs or something like that. They weren't there the night we were there, but bro, Schmeebles, you get a chance, man, check it out. Japan's a great country. I can't wait to go back. Schmeebles was saying also next year Japan is bringing out a singles tax because of the declining baby rates. So they're going to give bigger taxes to singles come 2026. Wow. I tell you this about Japanese women. Bro, they about it. They about it. They might not want to have a baby, but boy, oh boy, when they leave Japan, or if you can catch them and get them, like, if they invite you over or whatever, bro, I bumped into there was a woman I was in LA, and she didn't speak any English. I still don't speak any Japanese, but man, oh man, she came over to the crib. Wow. Just put it to you this way. We got to that point where I'm just trying to be nice, and I don't want to cause an international incident. And this is back in the early 2000s. And I'm trying to be cordial and do what I'm supposed to do. And she sits up and she says, "You too much." And then she starts taking off her clothes like she's ready to get it in. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem, my bad. And it was on, bro. It was, when I tell you, bro, it was, whoo. It was like that, bro. So anyway, it's time for me to go. I got to get out of here. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me, man. I really do. We're going to keep doing this, man, until the wheels fall off, bro. We just going to keep making this happen. I am still producing Will Golston's podcast. We are just stacking up content, man. The name of the podcast is Spoken and Smoke. We shoot live in studio. The studio is actually his smoke shop, his lounge. Real proud and real pleased with the progress we're making. So when we have everything set up and we're ready to launch, I'm going to let y'all know first. So, can jump over there and check out what we're doing. Shout out to Will Golston, man. Shout out to Izzy. We doing, it's going to be cool. It's fun. It's a good thing. So hopefully you guys will be able to come over there and help support what we're doing over there. And I got another friend who is gonna be doing the podcast thing at a really high level. I can't wait till he announces, and once he announces, I'll announce over here. Just people are making moves, man, and I'm fortunate that I know a lot of these people, and these are good folks. And I mean, it is what it is, man. Cool, bet. Appreciate that, man. I'll see you later, man. Appreciate you, Cody, man. Appreciate you, Smeebles. Everyone out there, have a good night. All y'all Ninja Watchers, appreciate you. I'm DL Saint. This is the I Really Want to Know podcast, man. I will see y'all hopefully tomorrow. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.